if you've traveled for an extended period of time, like a trip of maybe 6 months, you know that after around 2 months, you kind of get bored. Not bored in the sense of the place, but you kind of get overwhelmed by the amount of dopamine you're getting from new places. Maybe you have a couple of nights where you get a bit drunk in the hostel, or you start to spend the days a bit hungover, not really doing anything, not motivated to go out and explore. You also, if you're on an extended trip, you don't really have anywhere you need to be, especially if you book things last minute and you haven't planned out your entire trip. And so travel fatigue is just a slow decline in motivation to actually do anything. This is where remote work will come in. If you're working 20 hours a week or more, you have a really good split between the time that you're actually traveling and the time that you're out exploring. And doing both back to back, especially if you're not working a job which takes up too much of your time that you can't travel, or too much of the day so you can't explore, the two work really well together. This is what I think is one of the best ways that you can live, is working while you're traveling, because you have a proportion of the week that is available to go out and explore, and you have a proportion of the week where you're doing focused, valuable work that's quite intellectually stimulating. You're earning money while you travel, so it's paying for your trip every time you do it, and you don't get this travel fatigue situation. You don't get bored of traveling, because most of the week, or a proportion of the week, you're spending it sat there probably on a computer getting valuable work done and paying for the rest of the trip. So then the time that you're not working, you're not likely to just sit in the hostel and do nothing. You're probably going to go out and explore, because you have less time than an indefinite empty agenda. You know that maybe the next day or the day after that you have to work. It also cuts the number of days where you are able to move from place to place. So you maybe have to be a little bit more selective with, okay, I'm going to travel on a Tuesday. I'm going to move places on a Tuesday. I'm working Wednesday, Thursday. But the balance between the two is what's most important. Is you don't get travel fatigue. You don't sit there in the hostel all day. You can if you want to, but I don't think you want to, right? You're paying for your trip. You have a smaller amount of time to explore, so you try and pack more in. And then you have these hours during the week where you're actually getting valuable things done. You don't just switch off completely, start to lose your skills. You're building them as you're going around. So that's a little bit about balance and travel fatigue. I've written a little guide on remote working. It's free, you can check it out in the description. It just talks about why you'd want to do this, what to look for in a job, and a couple of recommendations for platforms where you can find one. I think it's the best way to live, so yeah, if I can help more people do it, amazing.